Hi everyone and welcome to class 11 of Learn Digital Marketing with Ashu. My name is Ashutosh Bharadwaj. I've been into the field of digital marketing for the past like nearly 10 years, and I worked with big companies, small companies. I really love to teach. I have a lot of experience working hands-on, but I really also love to teach. So this is a free course for everyone in which I'll be teaching basics of WordPress. I'm sorry, basics of digital marketing. And this one is on WordPress part 2. If you're seeing this for the first time, you can look in the description. I have put in links for a playlist where you can find out all the parts. We started off on the 19th of April last year. This is 21st of May 2020. It's lockdown time because of COVID-19, and we are all studying about digital marketing here. So you can look at the old videos and you can watch the videos and catch up. All right. So today's class is about, again, it's a continuation of the last class that we had. It's about a very, very interesting topic. It's mainly about how you can make a website. All right. So there are different ways to make a website. We are learning how to make a website. Using a CMS. A CMS is a content management system. It's sort of a template in which we can go at the back end and we can put some information, and that information will reflect on the front end. It's almost as if you have a web page and yahan on the top you have to put a menu. So there could be a place in the back end which will say menu. You could put in whatever you want. You could type in whatever you want, put in whatever links you want. And when you put it here, this appears on the front end. So it is like the best way that I can describe WordPress is or any CMS for that matter, it is a template. So WordPress, whenever you're creating a WordPress website, and in the last class we created a basic website, like a very, very basic website with a home page with internal pages. We also got hands-on practice to create that, and we learned the Gutenberg block editor. It's just a drag and drop way of creating pages, and we also did some practice on it. All of that was part of the design for WordPress. So whenever you put in a web page, it has to look a certain way. It has to have pictures, it has to have text, fonts, etc. All of that, those are the design elements that we talked about. Today we have to talk about a lot of important, like a very important aspect of WordPress, which is the functionality. So for design, we learned how to edit a page using the theme. We used the default theme. A theme is like a libas. It's like clothes for your website. You can, again, everything is a template. The design of the template is the theme part mainly, but design is not good enough. You need to put in a lot of functionality in the website. That functionality comes through things which are called plugins. Plugins are simply computer applications, in a way applications. I mean, again, what do you mean? What do I mean by computer applications? They're applications that you can download either for free or you can pay for it, and they will add additional functionality to your website. So today we are going to discuss plugins, obviously, and I'm also going to talk about a bit of design. So a lot of people were asking me about how to change the actual design of the page, the colors, the fonts, etc. We will try to talk about the design as well. So we'll go back at the theme. But today I want to talk about plugins. So before that, I want to show you our demo website. For people who have not seen the website, I want to show you what the demo website looks like. It's a very simple, beautiful kind of a website, Abhi. I mean, it's not that beautiful because, it's not been properly set up and it's kind of hodgepodge. So this is what my website kind of looks like. This is my homepage of the website. There is a heading, a subheading, a couple of pictures, beautiful fonts, and there is also a footer at the bottom where I can browse the various pages, and there is some description about the website. There is also a search bar. So last time we discussed how to create this header, the body, how to create the body of the website, and also how to create the footer. It is not as difficult as you think it is. It's simply a matter of going to the right places and copy pasting the information or typing the information that you want. We also created these additional pages which were created by different people. These additional pages, for example, Shashikant created this page about digital marketing and whatever, and all of these were in a menu format. All of you are familiar with menus, right? So all of these were in a menu format, and using that menu, I can browse through the various, the various pages of the website. But there are a couple of things which we think are really missing in this website. All right, first, the design can be made better, but some more things are some functionalities that we want to put in, because as such, this website is simple. It's just like, it's just got a lot of text, right? It's got a lot of it's got a menu functionality, but it doesn't have anything else. All right, and also I can maybe even make the design a bit better. So I'm going to talk about a couple of things, functionality and design, on this call, on this in this part of the WordPress ka course. So what are the functionalities that you think should be there in this website in addition to whatever you've seen? It took me 2 minutes to tell you whatever is here. So can you talk about, I mean, there aren't too many people, so you can speak out. Anybody wants to tell me a couple of functionalities that you take for granted in a website? Anybody?
Can you elaborate on functionalities, as in, like, what do you mean?
One is the design part, and the second is functionality. Functionality could be buttons that you click, things that happen. For example, in an e-commerce website, one functionality could be that when you click on a button, you can add your product in a cart, or you can add it into a wish list. This functionality is different from design. Design does not have to do with any interactive element within the website. Clear? So, it's obvious. You see websites all the time, day and night, you're exposed to websites. I just need to have a couple of things. For example, one thing that this thing is missing is, yes, Priyanshu, definitely a chat box. All right, chat box is something that we can have. All right, let's try to look for something which can give us a chat box. Anybody else? One thing that you kind of missed, I think all of you missed, was a contact page and a contact form, right? Usually on websites, you have a place where you can put in your name, your email address. It says, contact us, drop us a message and we'll get back to you. And there could be a message ka part. What is your message? And then there will be a button saying, submit. Very common. It's everywhere. And this is a very, very simple form that I'm showing you. This kind of a web form has the functionality of taking the input put by in a person. Like, so we are giving the option for a user to not just look at the pictures or go from one link to the other. We are giving them the option of putting in some information, pressing this button, and then this information will be sent to us. So this is loosely what I mean by functionality. All right. Some other things that you might think are possible. Maybe I want some, fancy design changes. Okay, there is something which is not here. Stack of stories under COVID, maybe. Absolutely, that is also a functionality. Very good, Akanksha. So maybe Akanksha has come up with a very, very good point. Suppose I'm a news website. Okay, I'm a news magazine. All right. So in a news magazine, when you come to the homepage of the news magazine, and I will try to show you more mobile screens than desktop screens, because nowadays more than 80% and sometimes even 95% people come to your website through mobile phones. So I am a news website. Okay, so news. Here I will have, a heading saying welcome to the news channel. Here are breaking stories. Okay, these are our most popular stories. So here are a couple of most popular story images that I can click on and I can go to those stories. And these breaking stories and most popular stories are auto-generated somehow by the website. So the website knows that the stories with the articles with the most comments or the most views, it has to come in most popular. and the articles which are the freshest articles have to come in breaking stories. This is what you're talking about, right, Akanksha? Absolutely, that is a functionality.
हाँ मतलब ऐसे ही होता है ना, you open a website, opinion pieces, and then there might be a carousel for video stories. So
Absolutely, there could be a carousel about COVID-19 news stories. These are all functionalities which are different from design. So it's not just a function of these carousels. It's not even about the design of the carousels. These carousels have to come automatically. These are also functionalities. All right. I don't know, breaking news carousel. Okay, right? And one very, very important functionality that all of us were missing was like all of you, I think a couple of you from this group of 8, you've attended my class on SEO, right? When I talked about on-page SEO, keyword should be in the headline, keyword should be in the sub-headline, etc., right? So that is also a functionality of SEO. So if you have to put in your SEO headings, titles, etc., a couple of things which are related to SEO, if you have to put in all these things, that functionality can also be achieved through plugins. In fact, I'm going to talk about this SEO bit, how to optimize. The topic will be how to optimize a article or a website, web page for SEO using WordPress SEO plugin. There is a special plugin, it's called the Yoast SEO plugin, one of the very, very popular ones, but this has to be a separate class, because for this I'll also give you an assignment. So let's try to put in a couple of things on our demo website. Why are we even talking about it? Why are we even looking at it on the board? Let's do this. Let's try to get all of these functionalities into our website, into our demo website, and then if we have time, we can also change some things about the design. We can change the logo, etc. Now, people who haven't attended this class before, don't worry, this is not difficult. The thing is that WordPress is a content management system. It's made in a certain way. It is made in a way that you don't have to do any coding. There is a place for everything. You just have to locate that place, type in your details, upload your image, and you have to do it on the back end, and all of it will be shown on the front end. So this is a very, very good thing about WordPress. It's also a bad thing because that makes it very templatized. So you cannot get very, very creative. So if you're talking about functionalities, the functionalities that you can get on WordPress are kind of limited. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about a couple of these plugins. We'll try to put it in the demo thing, and we'll also talk about some other popular plugins that are available that you can use to add functionalities to your WordPress website. All right, so let me start with contact form. Right, this is something which is very, very important. You need to have a contact form in whatever you do. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll set up, I won't talk about just a contact form. I'll set up a contact us page for us first, and then uske andar I'll put a contact form. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen, and you will be very, very surprised, pleasantly surprised to see how simple it is. Okay, so I'll go here to my dashboard. Evidently, I have to create a contact us page, so I have to add a page. I'll go to page, I'll go to click add new page. Sometimes WordPress themes, and when I'm talking about theme, the theme is nothing but the dress that your WordPress install is wearing. एक तरीके से libas. So they also have a way by which you can add a template for contact us pages. Let me just try if there is something available. So you can see on the right side to page attributes, there is a template. So there is a cover and a full bit template. No, I can't find a contact us template. No problem. Let me create a contact us page. So this is a contact us page. All right. If you have a, this is our address. Okay. I'll put in a dummy address. Very, very simple. It's like there is nothing complicated. Or maybe what I can do is, this is simply paragraph. I'll turn this into a heading. I'll make it a smaller heading, or even a smaller heading than that. All I'm doing is, you can see this is almost like a MS Word backend. Any MS Word software like that, Microsoft Word software, there are places where you can, put in address, you can make it bold, italic, you can put in links, etc. All right. So this is something that you can do. So I turned this into a heading. This I want to keep simple. ABC, house. All right, PQR Street. Okay, Delhi 110096 or whatever. All right, so this is my address that I've put. Okay, beautiful. Let me see what this page looks like. I'll click on preview. Anytime I can look at it. So this is nice. All right, this is our address. It says if this is contact us, this is our address. But below that, I also need a form. Okay, and what I can do is, why just put the address? I can also say our phone number. Okay, so I have all my details here, but here in the block, I want to put in a contact form. All right, so what I'll do is I will have to look for a plugin for this contact form. I'll simply publish my page and I'll go back to my plugin section. A very, very popular plugin that is available for contact forms is called Contact Form 7. I'll show you what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll download it back to our dashboard. So all these functionalities come from a section which is called plugins. I'll go to my plugin section. These are two plugins that have come by default in the thing, in the WordPress installation. One of the very funny plugins that is available here is there is a plugin which is called Hello Dolly. So what Hello Dolly does is there is some very famous song by Louis Armstrong. I think he was a jazz musician or whatever. It is called Hello Dolly. So it just picks up lyrics from Hello Dolly and it displays it on your website. I don't know. This is things that nerds do, but yeah, that is what a plugin is. I don't care about Hello Dolly. I'll click on Add New. Now, here is the library of all plugins that are created for WordPress. All right. I'll look for my plugin. Okay. And how did I even find about this plugin? So one thing that I have to talk about today, and what I'll talk about all the time is using the power of Google. So I could simply Google something like best free contact us, plugins for WordPress. All right. You'll ask me, where can I get this from? Look at this. Okay, I have a lot of websites that are talking about plugins. Plugins can be paid and they can be free, and plugins can also be freemium. Any of you understands what freemium is all about? Guys, if anybody who knows what freemium is? Okay, so yes. So, there will be a limited service that is free and otherwise you'll have to pay for it. So let me look here. It gives me a couple of options, which is the best. So it says there is a thing called WP forms, etc., etc., WP form lights, etc., etc., pros and cons, whatever. Okay, I am going for Contact Form 7. So this is a very, very simple plugin. It's also very basic. The best part about this plugin is that it works everywhere. There is a big problem with WordPress. Sometimes what happens is if you take a plugin from somewhere and you take a theme from somewhere, they might not be compatible with each other. But the good thing about Contact Form 7 is it's very compatible. Now, how do I install Contact Form 7? There is a big button telling me install now. I'll click on install now. It will simply install. This is very, very simple nowadays. Earlier, when I'm talking about WordPress back in 2012, 2011, you'll have to actually go download the plugin and upload the plugin from here, but whatever. So now it is downloaded, it is installed. I will click on activate. So now I have a Contact Form 7. So if I go to my active plugins, I have Contact Form 7 plugin, which is just another contact form plugin, simple but flexible, which is available. I will also see that there will be one section here that has been created by the plugin. This section wasn't here before. This has been created by the plugin, which will let me enter a contact form. Okay, so here I'll have the option of adding a contact form. Now I'll have to create this contact form. Let's do this. Let us create a contact form. Okay, so I'll just dismiss this notice. I'll click on add new, and this is how we create things on WordPress. All right. This is a new contact form, and it already has, you know, these labels here, you know, so there is a label which says your name. You can put in the text, you can put in, like, this is the input label where you can input your thing, and this is the end of the label. So I can put in anything that I can put here. Okay, so let's do this. You know, this, it will be, if I look at this, one second. So let me just call this my, you know, contact us, main contact form. Okay, it by default, it comes with a place for to enter the name, to enter email, to enter subject, and enter your message. Now, I don't want this, I want to modify it. So to modify it, it's simply a matter. So I don't want subject, I can delete subject from here. Okay, and again, I'm telling you, this is not a standard practice how plugins work. Plugins are ways by which you can create things, but it is not necessary that some other plugin will also be like this. But usually they're very, very simple. Okay, so here is my message. Okay, I have name, email. I also want to enter phone number. Okay, so I can go here. See, there is already a template generator which says generate telephone number. I'll click here. It will say, okay, let me generate a telephone number ka field. Okay, so I'll come here. I'll say, okay, this is a field type which is required. I want people to enter their telephone number. This is the name of the field. I don't want to change it. The default value, let's say I can put in a default value of 00. I don't know why should I have a default value. Shouldn't have a default value, right? And whatever ID attribute, class attribute, I'll just click on insert tag. And here is my, you know, telephone number field which has been created. Obviously, I will have to put a label around it. So let me do this. Let me copy this. Okay, let me replace this telephone number wala part with this. Okay, so I don't need the email, I need this telephone number. And instead of your mail, this is probably the label. I will say your number. Ready, that's it. Whatever I wanted, I could simply, you know, copy paste. I could have a drop down menu, check boxes. I would suggest that you check it yourself. All options are available. The only problem with this plugin is you have to type things in it, but whatever you type will be found there. So now I don't want the submit. Okay, so whatever. So I've saved it. Now, what is the email? Now what will happen is when this contact form, somebody puts in this contact form, email will be generated and it will be sent to me, right? Or to anybody I want. So here I can put in my email address or whatever, right? Whatever email address is here. I can say that this is from what? So this is from, you know, like contact form. Okay, whatever, I can edit it because this will be something which will come to me. The subject will be not learn digital marketing. This is something which is which has been put by default. I'll make the subject, you know, email, message on your website. Okay, there, if I reply, there can be a reply to field here. I don't want to reply, and this will be the message which will be sent. So here it will give you the name, your email address, your subject, like whatever was the subject, and your message as well. Now I need something else. I need my phone number as well. So all I can do is I can go back to forms. Okay, I'll simply go here to the telephone number field that I had created. I'll go back to mail. So this mail will send me the name, email, subject, and also in the message body, the message and also the telephone number. All right. So all of this can be, I mean, it's kind of programmed here. Okay. It's kind of, you know, programmed here, but when I put it here, it's come to the email which will be sent. Okay, now I know there will be a lot of doubts that you people have. You might also be confused. I'm not trying to, you know, teach you contact form 7 here. I'm not trying to teach you this plugin. All right, I'm just trying to tell you that if I need to put in any functionality, you can take a plugin, you can, you know, just take a free piece of software from the internet, you can install it into your WordPress, and it doesn't matter how you design it. There could be different ways. There are different ways. There are some plugins in which you can drag and drop. Okay, so this is one plugin. It's kind of complicated because, you know, you have to use that syntax, but whatever you put here, you can put it into your WordPress install. Now let me just put it in the WordPress install to make it clear. Okay, this is a basic course. This is not a course in how to make contact form, how to work on contact form 7. So anyway, my email address is completely set. Message ke andar, this is your default messages that you'll get. So if you will submit the contact form, this is what it will say. You can, change these messages anytime. These are all warning messages that come, this does not look like an email address. This URL is invalid. This telephone number doesn't look like a telephone number, right? Whenever you put in a contact form, there are some error messages that come, right? So they're all set up by default. You can just change whatever you want and you can save this contact form. Okay. Now what will happen is this contact form has generated a short code. This is a code, and all I need to do is, now my contact form is ready. I can go back to my pages. Okay, let me go to my contact us page and let me enter let me enter this contact form short code. I'll just update it and let's see that contact form should be there. There you go. That's it. All right. So I can put in my name here, whatever, like, email address, and I can click on, test@gmail.com. I can put in my number, a message, and I can click on send. Okay. Obviously there was an error because we also have to set up some email. There has to be, some backend email set up through which I can send it through email. All right. So all of this came from this plugin called Contact Form 7, in which I can, make any kind of a form. I can add URLs, numbers, drop down menus, check boxes, radio buttons, whatever I want, I can set it here. Do you have any doubts? Or do you think that this is confusing? I'm not trying to confuse you here. I'm just trying to, tell you about what plugins are. And, any functionality can be put in to a website using a plugin. That plugin will work as a separate thing, but it will be integrated with your website. In a way, that's what a website is, right? Different things working together, and you can achieve it through WordPress. Okay. Are there any doubts? I want to take a minute, perhaps, for if anybody has any doubts, or it's clear. It's just one example that I've given. Akanksha, you're saying something?
I just got confused. After you create that page, then how do you go to that thing where you are generating these fields? And also, like, how are you embedding the code? I mean, there has to be some kind of template now for
Some kind of a
embedding
link.
the
Yes.
code.
So see, this is where I put in my page. Okay, so this is my page section is separate. This is a page section. Here the contact form section is separate. If you would have noticed, we did not have this section before we installed the plugin. Now that plugin has created a section where I can create a contact form. Okay, so this is what I did. This was my main contact form. Whatever, don't get confused in this ki yaar isne kaise kiya, what is the label, what is required. It's just something that I did, and it's also very simple. It's just a template. This is the field which will be entered. This will be the label for the field. So if it says your name here, okay, let me show you the contact page. Okay, the page isn't here because I haven't added the page. So I'll just go to all my pages. Okay, I'll go to contact us. I'll view it. So this part about your name required came from here. Now the second thing is, how did I embed it? So what happened was, as soon as I saved this, something called a short code was generated. See, it says copy this short code and paste it into your page, post, or text widget content. All right, now let me show you something else. So I just selected this. I'll just select it and copy it. Sorry, it's not completely selected. It's a bit annoying. Okay, it's selected. Now the this is my footer. Okay, this is my footer. Suppose I want the contact us form here where it says my site. Okay, and I just want you guys to understand how it's working. I don't want you to get into the intricacies of it. So what I can do is I can definitely, it says here, wherever you want, you can paste this contact form and it comes. Okay, so what I did was I went, I went back to my, let me go back to my page. I'm clicking on edit page, okay, because I want to edit it. All I did was below this, I pasted this code. Look at this. It's the same code that I pasted. And when I pasted this code, there was a connection between that plugin. It found, like, WordPress understood this, and what it did was, it just created this, contact us form section for us, where it picked up the contact form from the plugin and displayed it on the page. All right. Now let me show you another thing. I want to put this on the footer. I'm saying that, okay, I don't need the contact form here. I need to put the contact form also in the footer instead of my site. I can go here. I'll go to appearances, and this is something that I talked about in the last thing. Appearances, widgets. Okay, this says footer 1. This is footer 1. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, so this is footer 1. It has search and navigation menu. Look, search and browse our website. The right side has footer 2. When I open it up, it has this text. What I'll do is I'll just, go here. Instead of this text, I'll delete the text. I'll paste my contact form. Short code. This is called a short code. Instead of my site, here it said my site and it gave this text. Instead of my site, here I will type contact us, or no, drop us a message, or whatever. I saved it here. Done. I go here whenever I refresh my page. Look, here's the contact form. See, right? We don't need to get into the nitty-gritties here. Okay, we don't need to get into the thing that how did this come, where did it come from, how do I do it, etc., etc. I want you to understand that every functionality, yes, Bhavya, the code was automatically generated by the as soon as I clicked on save. All right, so I went again. I'll go back to contact form. This was my form, the one that I had created. Okay, I clicked on edit. As soon as I clicked on save, it generated this code for the this. So whenever I want, so maybe if I want another contact form, I want to add another contact form, I just say second contact form. Okay, in this contact form, I don't need anything. I just need your, look, this is a contact form for the footer. I just need your email, and that's it. I just need email, nothing else. So I can make this here second contact form, or better, footer contact form. I know this can be a bit confusing. All I'm trying to, so see, a new one is generated with a different ID. I'll just pick up this ID. I'll copy it. I'll go to my, I'll go back to my, I've saved it. I'll go back to my, footer, which was in appearances, in widgets. And instead of this code in footer 2, I had this code, 193. Now I put 195, which was the code for, see, ID is equal to 195. Pehle ID was 193. Okay, so this new form is 195. I put it here. I click on done. I go here. I refresh the page. Slow. A better chota contact form. Here's your email address. Drop us a message. Click on send. Message goes. Right? Okay, that's it about plugins. These are just external things that you can save into your thing, and you can get different kind of functionalities through this. Okay, so now let's do this. Okay, let's do another exercise. There is another thing which happens. You're very scared that something might happen to your WordPress website, right? Because you need a backup for a website. You're continuously changing something in it. Something might just get destroyed, right? So then it is always a good idea to back up the website, right? Correct. So let us look for a plugin for backup. So I'll just go to Google again. Best WordPress plugin for site backup. Okay, Updraft Plus, Backup Buddy, WordPress. Oh, I love Updraft Plus. In fact, Updraft Plus is really, really nice. So let's do this. Let's go to plugins, add new. Okay, I have a very nice search engine here, Updraft Plus. Okay, Meta Slider, Updraft Plus, WordPress backup plugin, install. I hope it's still free. You know, I think a bit of it is for free. It's installing. It takes a bit of time, I think, because this is a plugin which has to do with the system completely. This is just a backup plugin. So if you know, you can take a snapshot of your website. You know, you can take a backup, which is like a snapshot of the website, and you know, you can kind of you know, take a backup of the website, and whenever you want, you can also put the backup back. One second, let me just see. Okay, so it's been installed. I'll click on activate. Okay, so it says, okay, welcome to you know, whatever backup and restore. Press here to start. Yeah, why not? Let me start. It wants me to do something. It'll say, oh wow, look at this. It'll say, okay, right now you don't have a backup. This is your first backup. To make a simple backup on the server, press this button. Okay, so I'll click, you know, backup now. It'll say take a new backup, include your database, whatever. You don't have to change anything. Click on backup now. It's making a backup of the website. So it's, what I mean by a backup is, it's just picked up the website, put it somewhere, and then I should be able to restore it. Backup is finished. Whatever your backup is running, close this. Awesome. This is my backup. Look, 21st May, 7:23. There is a backup. If I mess up, I just have to click on restore and it'll come back. How's that? Doesn't that sound really cool? Do you think you should drop a boom in the message bar if you think this is cool? I don't know. I keep doing that. All right. Any doubts? Any questions? What are your thoughts about this? See, 2 minutes may I set up a backup. Obviously, it's not very good because I won't be able to, probably there will be some restriction in that backup. They want me to pay money to make it better. But right now, my functionality is here. If I mess up my website, somebody, you know, somebody out of you messes up the website, I won't be scared. I'll just go back to my Updraft Plus. I'll click on restore and it'll come back the way it was. Chahe kuch bhi ho jaye, like whatever happens in the website. Any questions? You want to discuss this? Any doubts anybody has? Anything? So contact us form we did. We also did, sorry, contact form. Backup. All these functionalities, backup ki bhi thing ho gayi. Let's see if we can look for the chatbot or whatever. Let's also try this fancy design thing. There must be something which will help me design something. Any thoughts? Please guys, any thoughts, any questions? It seems like all of you are asleep. 2 people have already left the class. I think they got bored. Because yeah, it is a basic thing. Yeah, there's nothing really fancy about it as such. It's just a basic thing. You just need to understand, you know, what plugin. Soon you will have experience when you start building it. You will know which is the right plugin. A lot of times what happens is these plugins start to interfere with other plugins. So, you know, there could be a situation when your site crashes completely and then you have to solve the problem. All right, we can also talk about these problems later. But this is what plugins are all about. Any doubts?
I just wanted to understand one thing. So ideally, we should install this backup plugin right at the beginning when we have just started sort of working on the website.
Absolutely.
And it gets updated as the website gets updated. Which
no. This is manual. They'll need money for it. Let's find out. Okay. Very good question. So very good question, Akanksha has said, because we need to know the facilities. You know, we need to know how these plugins work. Okay, so this is an automatic backup. This backup is this. It gives me the option of restoring this backup. Okay, let me see. Okay, migrate, clone. You know, if I want to, migration is if I want to pick up my website and put it on another place. Okay, so it says clone introduction. I don't know if it is. So extensions. Let me see what are the extensions which are available. So this is basic. I can back up my website. I can restore it. I can migrate it, like I can clone. Clone means that I can take a copy of this and put it in some other installation. Then it has some premium options. One could be to store this in a remote location in the cloud. Okay, increase backup support. All right, but I don't think there is anything which will automatically back up. I'm sure there must be plugins, but this one doesn't do it. This is just manual. All right, cool. Oh, we can also schedule. I think we can also schedule a backup here. So I can say, you know, I can make up a schedule saying that at this time, maybe every week, it will be automatically backed up. I think that can be done. Sorry. So I can probably do it automatically. Let me just see. Settings. Let me see maybe the other. See, file backup schedule is manual. I can change this to every 2 hours, every 4 hours, every 8 hours. So yeah, it is automatic. But every hour or every fortnight or daily, it doesn't happen as it happens. And how many scheduled backups do you need? Do you need 2 backups? Do you need what? Whatever. All these options are completely available. Look at this. All the options are available. I don't even want to get into these options because I can get confused in these options. By default, these plugins work bilkul normally. Okay. Can we try the chatbot wala plugin, guys? I don't think वो थोड़ा मुश्किल हो सकता है. Maybe it is, I don't know. Look, best backup plugin for chat bot live chat, right? It's called a live chat. The question thing that comes up, right? Okay, so this is not a good thing. I got an ad, so probably I have paid plugins. Okay, chat plugins compared, live chat, WP live chat plugin for WordPress. Nice. Okay, so this is the plugin that I'm looking for. So another way of installing a plugin is I can download this plugin. All right, let's try it right now. Okay, so it's downloading here. It will download as a zip file. It won't download as a normal file. So what I can do is let's install this plugin, and let's install so many plugins that my website crashes and then we have to restore it. Okay, so let's go to plugins, add new, upload plugin because I have a downloaded plugin. Choose file. Where is my plugin? It should be on my download folder. Okay, here it is. Look, live chat for WP. I'll click on install now. It's unpacking. It's like, you know, installing the package or whatever. It's installing the plugin. You can see there is some activity which is going on because that has to come from a server and that needs to be installed. Okay, installed, plugin installed successfully. Activate plugin. And that's it. It's here. Look, I have a live chat plugin right now. Shall we do it? Oh wow, it needs me to put in a login. I don't want to log in right now. You know, I don't want to create it because it's also looking for my business email. Look here. So yeah, this didn't work out, but still it's easy. And it's probably as easy as, you know, asking people it will probably have options like, do you want to show this on the right? Do you want to show it on the left? Where do you want to show it, etc., etc. Okay. Any doubts so far? I don't think there will be any doubts because it's just so simple. There are so many plugins that you can put in. You know, just need to be very, very careful about plugins. I'll also talk about a couple of things, you know, let me just talk about a couple of things that you have to remember whenever you're putting a plugin. So in a way, yeah, हमारा chatbot भी हो गया. Fancy design वगैरह, maybe we don't want to do it now. But my only point here is, I hope you can understand the scope of this and how simple it is, and we'll also explore some very awesome plugins that are available. Now, some of the plugins which are very, very popular, and we can also, you know, think about those plugins. Have you ever wondered how you can make an e-commerce website? I'm sure it seems like it's very, very difficult, right? When you look at Amazon and when you look at Flipkart, you must be thinking, wow, this e-commerce is too complicated. There are so many things like product and cart and prices and whatever. How do you make it? There is an e-commerce plugin in WordPress which is for free, which is called WooCommerce. It's a free plugin. Okay, using that, you can make a basic e-commerce website, not really make a basic e-commerce website. You can put a basic e-commerce website on the top of your website. Okay. Now, a lot of people know about social media. Like, you know, there is a simple social, like, you know, social media, Facebook made social media famous. Ideally in social media, you can make your own profile. You can add things in that profile. You can post things. You can add people on your profile. You can make them your friends. You can post things, videos, pictures on your profile so that your friends can see them. You can also chat amongst your friends. All of those functionalities are available through a free plugin which is called BuddyPress. In fact, there is one more. There's not just one plugin. I've forgotten the name, but there is another plugin which is a free social media plugin. So if you want to make a social media website, all you need to do is you need to take a theme. You know, you'll have to probably buy a theme. All right. And I'll also talk about themes and everything today. I think we have time to talk about it. So you can also buy a theme. In that theme, you can fit in a plugin. Okay. And you can get functionalities like e-commerce, like social media. All right. Now, a couple of things that I always talk about when I talk about plugins. There is a problem with WordPress. You know, there is a essential problem with WordPress. The problem is a technical one. Okay, so I'll try to make it as simple as possible for you. WordPress is not one thing. You know, it is different parts which have been put in together. So what I did was I had a skeleton, a basic framework, which is the WordPress install. On top of this, I put a theme. Theme is the color, the functionality of a WordPress plugin. Okay, so I put a theme on top of the WordPress, basic WordPress install. And then for different things, I put in plugins into it. Sorry, plugins are also plugged into the WordPress install. You know, they're not just plugged into the theme, they're also plugged into the WordPress install. Now, if I put in so many of these together, especially plugins, if I keep plugging them inside, it might be possible that there will be bugs that develop. It is something which is very, very, you know, very, very common. Okay, so there are a couple of things that you have to, you know, think about whenever you're creating, whenever you're thinking of plugins and whatever you need to do. First of all, you need to have your plugin compatible with theme. So whenever people create themes, all right, people create themes. Okay, I'll just answer that, Priyanshu. People create themes. You know, there are different people who do it. Then they test these plugins and they say that, okay, with our theme, we have tested these 20, 25, 50 plugins and they work. So you have to check before you make a WordPress installation, you have to check if your plugin is compatible with the theme. Usually, plugins which are very, very popular, like Contact Us, Form 7, WooCommerce, etc., they are always usually compatible with the theme. But there are ones which are not compatible. So you need to know that. I have made this mistake a lot of times. Client would say, I need this functionality, I need this theme. I would say, okay, this functionality will come through this plugin. I buy a theme, join them together, and they're incompatible. The second thing is the plugin should be updated. The WordPress installation is continuously being updated. WordPress is an open source project. There are many people who are working on WordPress. They have created WordPress so that they can make money by selling themes and plugins. All right, but there are also people who want to do it just to help people. So WordPress keeps getting updated. Earlier it was WordPress 2.0, then 3.0, 4.0, now it's 5 point something. WordPress 5, it's completely updated. If your plugin is not updated and your plugin is old, it will start to interfere with the WordPress theme. Two things which are very, very important before you even decide anything are compatibility of plugin and, you know, updated plugin. You should always look at a plugin, and obviously you should look for plugin ke reviews. For example, sharing my screen again. we went for live chat. You know, we went to this live chat ka wordpress.org page. What we did was we looked at the version. We said that it was last updated a week ago. So if it was updated a week ago, it is definitely a live plugin which is live. You know, people are working on it and they are updating it. Now another thing, let me go back to when I go back to the dashboard. In the dashboard, I can find out which WordPress I'm running. Okay, see, WordPress 5.4.1, look, running 2020 theme. So this is my WordPress version. It says that it is tested up to compatible up to 5.4.1, and but however for this you need version 4 and higher. Okay, so this is something which is very important. This WordPress, this plugin is definitely being updated. It is compatible with might just be compatible, but it has been tested on my version of WordPress, so I can trust this plugin. I can definitely go with this plugin. Okay. Priyanshu had a question. Priyanshu wanted to know, is there a plugin which can make our website faster? There is a plugin which is called WP Super Caching. All right. Should we have some fun? All right. Last part. There is a fun thing that we'll do. Let us do this. Okay. Let's have an exercise here because everything should be hands-on. And this is something which is a very important thing within any website. A very, very critical element of website is page speed. Okay, pages have to load really, really fast, especially when you're talking about pages on the mobile internet. They have to be very fast. By design, WordPress is kind of, how can I put it? WordPress is very clunky. You know, it's like I don't know how I can put it. I can only say that it's very clunky. You know, the parts work together. So by default, WordPress ka speed is very, very slow. So there is a plugin. There is one thing which you can do. You can basically cache your pages. So you can have a plugin to make your speed fast. In that plugin, caching basically means, don't get very confused by caching. Caching is just a thing in which if you go to the website, once there will be some things of the website which will remain in your browser in the cache. So next time when you go to the website will load very easily. So for caching, there is a very famous plugin. I think it's called, it is called WP Super Caching. Okay, 1 second, guys. I need to close the window. There are mosquitoes coming in. This plugin can make your website faster by adding the caching property to your install. So let's do this. I want you to, yes, like it kind of it doesn't mean cookies. Cookies are different. Cookies are also stored, but cache is for browsers to generate content, to load websites fast. What they do is they store some things from the website that you regularly visit. So it is one form, it's not the same. Cookies is different. Cookies, we'll talk about it sometime later. Cookies is something by which websites can find out who came on the website, were they repeat users, etc. That's a different topic altogether. Okay, so I'm going to share my website, my screen. Let us find out. So what my thing here is, I want to make my website faster. Okay, let me go to my website. Let me go to the home page. This is the home page of my website. Let's go to any page. Let's go to this like ye Rahman ke page, right? Rahman is here today. Let's go to Rahman's page. Let us measure the speed. Rahman ki speed kitni hai page ki? Not Rahman ki speed, but page ki speed. There is a very good tool to measure page speed. It's called GTmetrix. There is another one which is called Google Page Speed Insights. GTmetrix is nice. What I can do is I can just go here. I'll put in the URL. I'll click on add job. So now it's testing the speed of this website. How long does it take for the website to load? What we'll do is we'll check the speed now. We'll add the plugin and see if the speed gets faster. Interesting? You like it? Please don't type boom in the thing. wow, this is a very, very fast website. Obviously, it's a fast website, yeah. It's a very basic thing. So, you know, it says that I have a page score of 96%. Okay. And this page, you know, fully loaded page is 3.6 seconds. There is no warning. Let me check Vice Flow ke andar. Okay. There is no warning at all. I don't know. I don't even think we can make this any faster, but let's see. Okay. So this is my page score, 96%, 3.6 seconds to load the website. Now I'll just go here. I'll go back to my dashboard. I'll go to plugins, add new plugin. Okay, I'll look for my plugin, WP Super Cache. It's a good, it's a very recommended plugin, and it's also a very old plugin. So, you know, it kind of works everywhere. Hope it finds it. I hope it's not. Huh. So WP Super Cache, a very fast caching engine for WordPress that produces static whatever. I don't care. Click on install, installing. It takes some time. These plugins are a bit bhari, like because it's a file that's been downloaded. Oh, while it's happening, I'm a bit annoyed by this plugin. It's not working for me. So I have a list of my installed. Oh, it's saying stay. Okay, so I'll have to stay. I'm waiting on the installation. Look, it also says here, WP Super Cache. Another thing is you should also look for the reviews. Look at this, 2 million plus active installations. So there must be something good about this plugin, right? Last updated 4 months ago, untested on your version of WordPress. That's a bit of a problem, but chalo, let's see. What happened to Super Cache wale log? They're not, you know, updating the website, their plugin. Yes, Priyanshu, you have to, Bhavya, you have to continuously update your plugins. So whenever an update for a plugin comes, you will see a notification in the plugin wala section that there has been an update, and then you'll have to update the plugin. If you don't update the plugin, number one, you won't get the new features that are available. And sometimes if the plugin is not updated, then it can also start interfering with your WordPress installation, which is not a really good thing. So you have to keep your plugins, you know, updated. While this is, this is being installed, it's very important. And there is a problem with WordPress. So suppose you make your WordPress website. Okay, you have plugins, you have all the fancy things. Oh, themes also need to be updated. Themes are also continuously updating because WordPress is updating. So whenever a WordPress comes with a new option, the themes and the plugins need to be updated. So a very common thing that happens is you forget your website, you make it, then after a year, 2 years, your theme is old, your plugin is old, then WordPress gets updated and then the whole site can collapse. But don't worry, we'll have Updraft Plus, so you can make a backup on Updraft Plus. But WordPress needs a lot of maintenance. That is a problem with WordPress. That problem is also being solved. There are a lot of people solving that problem, but maintenance ki zarurat hoti hai. Wow, this is taking a lot of time. Meanwhile, I'll just go to my plugin section. Okay, so live chat is a plugin which is active right now. Look, it's one of the active plugins that I have. I'll deactivate the plugin first. I don't need it. Okay, it's others. I don't need deactivation. I'll set whatever. It's temporary deactivation. Okay, and I want to delete this because there is no functionality for this plugin right now. I don't want to log into the plugin. Let it delete. And it's still installing. Wow, why is it taking so long? Because it's a big, I wanted to actually test this. I wanted to actually find out, install the plugin, activate it, and then test. Let's see, I hope it happens. Okay, so now I just have 2 plugins which are Contact Form 7 and Updraft Plus. These are plugins which are available. Wow, oh no, it's still not installed. Wow, look at this, yeah. This is awesome. This looks even better. Auto optimize. Auto optimize speeds up your website by optimizing JS, CSS, images, lazy load, HTML. Wow. So it's not even about caching. There is another thing that I can do. I can also minify whatever by my installation. Wow, this will take forever. I don't even know if we can do it today, but let's see. Okay, meanwhile, I can just ask anything. We can just have a conversation. We can talk about You know, a lot of things we can talk about, how your experiences so far with the course, and if you like the format. Bhavya has a very, very good, decent question, like very, very good question. He says, is there a limit to installing plugins? There is no limit as such, but you know, the fewer the plugins, the better. I am very, very scared of installing plugins. There are basic 8 or 9 plugins which are very, very essential, and those are very, very well-known plugins. But you shouldn't install any plugin that you see. There are also security problems, believe me. Because see, the whole WordPress install and the security of the WordPress install depends on the security of its various constituents, the theme and the plugin. So suppose there is some plugin which is there, and that plugin gets hacked, so your website can also get hacked. So my answer to this is, there is no restriction as such, but you know, it is my request that always have as less plugins as possible, because that is not really good. Too many plugins, too much panga, you know. Oh wow, installation has failed, whatever. Okay, so installation failed, operation timed out, whatever. Let me install this one. I don't like it. Let me install auto optimize. If it says auto optimize, it must be really simple, right? I should be able to just push a button. Remember, my speed right now is 3.6 seconds. I need to beat the speed. I don't think I will be able to beat the speed, but let's see. So it's now installing auto optimize. I hope there is no problem with the installation, because sometimes, you know, there is an issue with the installation, and sometimes it doesn't work. Let's see. Let it install. Oh, meanwhile, there is one thing I don't like here. I need a logo on my website. Don't you think? Anna? Don't you think I should need I should want a logo? Let us do this. Let's add a logo meanwhile. Okay. All of this is in appearances, customize appearance. There is a place where you can put something, everything. So here it says site identity. This is my site title. Whatever. Okay, this is it. Site icon. It says site icon should be 512 into 512 pixels. Let me go to my Canva. I love Canva. Oh. Okay, let me create a logo and let me upload it. I'll click on create design. Okay, I need a custom dimension. I need 512 into 512. That's really big. Why does it say 512 into 512? I think it said should be at least 512 into 512. Wow. Okay, whatever. Let me make it 512 into 512. Create design. This is Canva, so I can just make any kind of a logo. I can make an icon. Let me look for a logo template. Wow, this is nice. Oh no, I don't like guns. No, this is nice. Right? Wow, beautiful. I love Canva. What am I called? I'm called UX Vernacular. Not secular, vernacular. One second. Yes, we are secular, but we are called UX Vernacular. I want to make this bigger. One second. Arey yaar, why isn't it letting me make it bigger? Because there isn't enough space, so I'll just make this font chota. I'll go ahead and I'll make the font 28. Nice. Yeah. Okay, UX Vernacular. Demo website. Awesome. Okay, publish it and I'll download it in PNG format. Downloading, guys. 1 second. I'll just take off my screen. Just a second. Need to reply to this message. Awesome. Okay, sharing my screen. You can see. Awesome. So this is downloaded UX Vernacular. Okay, so I'll go on my like whatever, select icon from here. Which file do I need? File is in my downloads. Okay, here it is. Oh wow. Okay, uploading file. Select. Wow, awesome. So I can see it's here. How do I save? I'll click on publish. Published. I'll click on close. Look at visit website. Oh, where did it go? Oh, I don't have a. Oh. And it's still installing my auto optimize. 1 second. Go back to appearances. Go back to customize. Oh no, wait. It wasn't the logo. It was the site icon. Look, it's here. I have my site icon here. Look, it's here. You can see there is some other place where I need to put the logo. Site icon is here. Oh, logo is here too. Sorry, let me use the same. Sorry, guys. Okay, this is my logo. It needs to be bigger. No, it doesn't need to be bigger. Skip cropping. I need it how it is. Beautiful. I click on publish. I should have a logo on my website. It's simple, right? It's encouraging. Wow, look, I have a whatever. The logo looks really small. I should have made it bigger, but yeah, I have a logo. I have a logo. I have a contact us page. Oh, one more thing. I want to put contact us here. So if anyone who hadn't, who hadn't looked at, who hadn't attended the last thing, very simple. My pages are already here. I'll go to appearances. I'll go to menu. This is my menu, not the footer menu. I want my main menu. I select the main menu. Okay, it's got all my pages, and I'll click on contact us page. I'll click on add to menu, and here's my contact us page. I'll click save menu, go back to visit website, and look at this. I have a nice contact us page menu. I have a nice contact us page set up. It looks more like a website now. It even has a, oh, there is some problem, some download. So this is something which is a problem with the install. Probably I'm not able to install things, but anyway, this is how it works. I'm sorry I couldn't show you performance, but it's anyway a very fast thing. All right, I guess that should be enough. Bhavya, it's by default connected. By default, it's connected. So if I go to Bonjour Anand's page, okay, when I click on the logo, it will be back to my home page. This is the good part about WordPress, right? WordPress is a template. It's supposed to work like a template. Minimum work, maximum like whatever, like maximum pages or maximum website. All right. Anybody has any other doubts? You can say it out. No problem. There aren't too many people. Anything you want to discuss? Let's discuss for 5 minutes and then bye class. What do you feel like? How do you feel about this? Anybody? Cool. It's good. And what else should I say? I don't think I can. Okay, so one more thing. Somebody, Priyanshu, asked me on messages. He told me, like, where do we get a WordPress theme, right? How do you get a WordPress theme? So for WordPress theme, let me show you how to get it if you want to make a website. So it's called Theme Forest. Theme Forest is a place which is a marketplace. Okay, so the reason why people are developing WordPress and people are working in WordPress is it's opening up a place where people can create things. So if I were to be a developer and I want to create something, I could actually create a template, a theme, and I could sell it on a marketplace like this. So here in WordPress, I can actually go to popular items and it will give me all these themes. Look, these are ready-made themes and they are for a price. These are not free themes. They are for, this one is for $60. Can we look at this theme? Let's click on preview. If I use this theme, and this theme is remember, ये theme एक लिबास है. लिबास का मतलब, it is a pair of clothes, a pair of clothes that we are putting some like functionalities, etc. that we can look. So using this theme, I can create a website like this. Look at this. This is video that I've embedded. So this theme gives you the facility of maybe, I don't know, embedding video. Look at this. Wow, guys, there is already a pre-installed chatbot. I'm sure there is a pre-installed chatbot, a plugin. So sometimes what happens is these theme authors, they bundle in a lot of features, a lot of plugins automatically into the theme. All right, look at this, the typography. This is what the theme can look like. I can have any kind of a theme. Look at this, theme features. All right, there are a lot of theme features. I'll have a theme builder, which will let me build my website. Okay, so a lot of these theme authors, they create builders in which you can you can drag drop, create sections, and you can make your own website. All right, build your own footer, design, etc., etc., etc. Look, it shows you up the back end where you can actually set up the page title bar, the header, the footer, everything can be done. These are all templates. You can go to these templates, you can look at these templates. It's also very, very tricky. I have the most challenging thing that you can do, like I think the most challenging thing in WordPress is to choose your theme. Sometimes you might choose the wrong theme and there might be some kind of a problem. So look, it already says that this theme is compatible with WooCommerce. You see, it's saying I'm compatible with WooCommerce because probably a lot of people, so they try to sell their theme. Sorry, they try to sell their theme. So they're telling us features, build everything. It's compatible. You can create any kind of footer you want. You can make custom pages, layouts. You can make single posts or whatever, creative freedom to do whatever. And it says that, more than 500,000 beginners and professionals have made this theme. So choosing this theme, because there are too many themes in the WordPress theme forest, Cabo. Too many themes. You cannot even imagine. There are thousands and thousands of themes. You have themes for, look, you can have themes for BuddyPress for social media also. So this is a theme which is made for BuddyPress. BuddyPress was the social media wala website that we talked about. Let's look at this theme. It's a BuddyPress theme. So, you can have functionality. So these themes already have a lot of things in them. So let me go to the demos. If all of them have built-in demos, let me look for this demo. So whatever, like, you can have these themes. It's very difficult to choose a theme. You have to, and sometimes what happens is you choose a theme, you pay $60 for it. You also get support from the theme authors, the people who made the theme. If there is some problem, they'll help you. Suppose the theme authors go out of business. What do? Then you'll have to replace the theme. Okay, one last time, let me just show you where you can add the theme. So if I download a theme, within my WordPress, I can go to appearances, themes. Right now I'm running a default 2020 themes. I can actually go download a theme, add it here, and I can activate the theme by clicking it here, and then it will install the theme on my system. I think that is enough for a beginner's level course in WordPress. Yes, Bhavya, you can put anything here. You can put anything in WordPress. WordPress is just a template here. All functionalities are available. It's such a good template that all functions template are available. You just have to have a bit of experience. You need to play around. Now, another thing is, for every theme, if I need to change the footer, I need to change the header, they are in different places in different themes. So one thing which with an experienced WordPress person, so I consider myself to be I'm not a developer. I'm just somebody who knows WordPress, so I can kind of figure out which is where. But still, whenever I buy a new theme for an installation, it takes me a couple of hours to understand what the theme is like. All right. So I guess that's about it for today's session. I'll just do an outro for the YouTube people. So thank you so much for watching my video. If you've missed any of the old videos, you can go in the description box. You can click on the playlist and you can get added to the video. Keep watching. Please subscribe. And this is a complete WordPress course. I'm sorry, a digital marketing course. Thank you so much for watching. Rahman, this is a very big question. Maybe someday later I'll pick up that thing about page speed. I'll just close the recording for now. And I'll answer a few more questions. I just need to put a charger on this thing, otherwise it will stop.